You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we got breaking news in here, and it is involving the number one overall draft prospect on Mel Kiper Jr.'s draft board for the NFL draft for 2023. It involves that situation that happened with Georgia Bulldogs lineman Devin Willock when he was killed in a car wreck. I did that video over on the bigger channel when that news broke. And this news is breaking right now. I had already shot a video to this, and before I could get it exported and uploaded, they had issued an arrest warrant. So I had to reshoot the whole thing, or I am reshooting the whole thing right now. Yahoo Sports arrest warrant issued for potential top NFL draft pick Jalen Carter for alleged role in fatal January car crash. An arrest warrant has been issued for potential number one NFL draft pick Jalen Carter for his alleged role in a January traffic crash that killed a teammate and a recruiting staffer for the University of Georgia. The Georgia defensive lineman is wanted on a charge of reckless driving and racing by the Athens-Clarke County Police Department after an investigation found that Carter was allegedly street racing Chandler LaCroix, that was a staffer, on January 15th. Both LaCroix, a Georgia staffer, and Georgia offensive lineman Devin Willock were killed when the Ford Expedition LaCroix was driving left the road at a high rate of speed and hit two telephone poles. Two other occupants of LaCroix's vehicle were injured, and the police quickly determined that the speed was a contributing factor in the crash. This is from Athens-Clarke County Police. Quote, the investigation found that Chandler LaCroix, driver of a 2021 Ford Expedition, and Jalen Carter, driver of a 2021 Jeep Trackhawk, were operating their vehicles in a manner consistent with racing shortly after leaving the downtown Athens area at about 2:30 a.m. The evidence demonstrated that both vehicles switched lanes, drove in the center turn lane, drove in opposite lanes of travel, overtook other motorists, and drove at high rates of speed in an apparent attempt to outdistance each other. Evidence indicated that shortly before the crash, the Expedition was traveling at about 104 miles per hour. Wow. The toxicology report indicated that LaCroix's blood alcohol concentration was 0.197 at the time of crash. Investigators determined that alcohol impairment, racing, reckless driving, and speed were significant contributing factors in the crash. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Carter was at the scene of the crash and left before emergency personnel arrived. Holy crap, he fled the scene. Per the report, quote, he gave shifting accounts of the wreck as Athens police officer questioned him about whether he had been racing the car that crashed after he returned to the crash scene approximately 90 minutes after it happened. The AJC report notes that police were able to obtain surveillance video from city cameras along the route the vehicles traveled the night of the crash. The crash happened in the early morning hours after Georgia's national championship celebration, and players and members of the recruiting staff were last at the strip club in downtown Athens heading for a Waffle House when the crash occurred. The Expedition LaCroix was driving was rented by the university, and Georgia officials have told AJC that she was unauthorized to be driving the vehicle. Linebacker Jamon Dumas Johnson was also questioned at the scene of the crash. He was charged last week for reckless driving in a separate January incident. Carter is a potential number one pick. Widely is seen as one of the best defensive players in the NFL draft and a possible number one overall pick if the Bears Don't make a trade with a team seeking to draft a quarterback at number 1 overall. Carter has played a key role for Georgia as the Bulldogs have won back-to-back national titles. He had 6 sacks, 18.5 tackles for loss. Over the past 2 seasons, Carter was dealt a knee injury that caused him to miss some time in 2022, but was still focus of constant double teams. While on the field, he had 32 total tackles in 13 games as a junior a season ago. And this is just to sort of piggyback off of that. Todd McShay has the Bears taking him with the number 4 overall pick in his most recent mock draft, because the Bears and a lot of people are sort of talking about this and anticipating the idea that he may very well get drafted by the Bears at number 4, because the Colts will look to trade up to draft Bryce Young out of Alabama as the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I heard Todd McShay sort of reveal that the other day on the Rich Eisen show. And look, it looks like the Bears may stay with Justin Fields. Bryce Young, he's small, but boy, he can play quarterback. He can really play quarterback. He's got all the tools except the size. Man, if he was 6'3", 220, Jesus, he would be right up there. Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, he would be that kind of a quarterback prospect from just a quarterback skills side of it. Now, Jalen Carter, he's considered by most the number 1 defensive player in this NFL draft. And yeah, if the Bears stay and they're like, well, we're just going to take what's considered the best player on the board at this time, it would probably be Jalen Carter. This could get very bad, okay? He is at the Combine. He is at the NFL Combine. I assume he's going to stay there. He's not going to work out. All right, I saw where he wasn't going to work out prior to this, but I don't know if part of him not working out was anticipation of this. I think he was going to meet face-to-face with teams, according to Drew Rosenhaus, but he was not going to work out. They issued a warrant. I don't know if he's at the Combine for sure at this moment. Who knows? But this could be very bad. My original video, it just come right out and said, the report that I grabbed from PFT that was part of this Atlanta Journal-Constitution article, just minutes prior to the arrest warrant being issued, is that they proved he lied to the police at the very least about what happened. Okay, now there's an arrest warrant out there. This has got potentially massive NFL 2023 draft implications. Wow, unbelievable. We will see where this goes. Reckless driving. We know there's lying to the police. We don't know if what all he could end up being charged with. I don't know. It depends on how far they want to try to push this. We'll see. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. Tell me what you think. Black and White Sports 2 supporters, make sure you hit subscribe. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.